here on KTC Broadcasting. We've got NBA, a lot to talk about. Luka Doncic last night. Did you see that?
73.
What's going on with everybody dropping?
Who's the last
Points.
guy?
No-
70?
no defense.
Somebody had 70.
Embiid.
Yeah, Embiid,
Joel. And Devin Booker put up, 50, 60 something last night?
Tell you what the analyst said later when we talk about it a little bit, but I don't agree with their analysis. They said they're way more skilled than anybody's ever been.
No. But that's the narrative they want to push.
Yes, it is. They're way more
Because
skilled, and we hadn't seen anybody like Embiid, and I was like, come on, guys. I'm like,
Well-
they didn't mention one time that defense is irrelevant anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And the way they call fouls.
Yeah.
And any kind of, if you breathe on a guy, it's a foul. So.
Well, if you've listened to anything that I've kind of alluded to or said over the years on that, is that, they were so desperate to find a replacement for Michael. If y'all, you guys are old enough to remember. And they're like, what's the league going to do? He was after Magic and Larry. What's he going to do? What's he going to do? And then it was supposed to be Kobe, and then Shaq was supposed to do it. And then the Colorado thing happened with Kobe, and that ruined his reputation for that as being the face of the league. So LeBron just happens to come in, be the savior, exactly the exact same time that Michael retires. That same year, Michael goes away, Kobe allegations, this and that, and now we got LeBron comes in the league, and then Kobe, and then now LeBron used to look like Scottie Pippen, skinny wise, and now he looks like Joel Embiid. Well, Embiid used to look like that too, if you ever seen a picture of him.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
But he kind of grew up impoverished as opposed to
Yeah.
what the other one. But anyway, my point is that they, like in baseball, everything bigger, faster, stronger, bigger, faster, stronger. All right, this generation is better. At some point, you hit a limit. Put the goal at 11 foot if they're bigger, faster, stronger.
Yeah.
You know what? Back it up. But they don't, and and at some point they're gonna. I can't wait. It's gonna be so fun when this next generation of kids and people on Twitter start saying, "Well, LaMelo Ball's the greatest point guard ever."
Oh, my gracious.
Well, and Anthony Edwards and who are the other a couple of other young stars that are coming up?
Shai Gilgeous Alexander.
Gilgeous Alexander and John Morant. They're better than Durant, LeBron, and Kobe. It's going to happen, guys, because those are the people that's going to see that. And the people that watch them are like, why don't y'all listen to us? We actually watch LeBron. Thank you. It's what we said for 20 years.
Yes.
People that actually saw it's like the Bible's act. The people that saw Jesus wrote a book about it, and it went pretty well for the last couple thousand years. But the people that actually saw it, and but at some point, I'm saying is that there's a line to where. How many points they're scoring 130. That was 130 something points in that game in one of those games last night, regular season. So if it's going to be bigger, faster, stronger, does that mean these guys are so much skilled it's going to be 200 points? Is that what we're going for in 10 years? Is that the goal?
It's not the only barometer, but I think there's a thing called the eye test, and I do think
regulation 148, 148.
Right.
Yeah.
When I heard what
that's an all-star game.
148,
that's exactly what I said when I
143.
pulled up about Doncic. Well, what was the total score? And then they got this thing down here and it says, "Why are the scores so high?" And I just want to read this one, guys, and that's going to be There are a lot of reasons, but number one on this list is the NBA has never seen this much skill.
Oh my gracious.
We've never seen anyone with Doncic's blend of size, strength, savvy, handles, footwork, and touch, allowing him to comfortably create his own shot anywhere within 30 feet of the hoop.
No, not Larry Bird.
Yeah.
Carl Anthony Towns, okay, let's throw him out, has proclaimed himself the greatest shooting big man of all time. And while most would give the nod to Dirk, Cat makes a statistical case. Joel Embiid is a 7'2", 280-pound center who makes mid-range jumpers seem like layups. So is Devin Booker, who is potent whether he is creating for himself on playing off the ball, and the modern scheme gives these stars space to display their wide array of gifts.
Yeah, Magic Johnson or Oscar Robertson certainly didn't have the ability to create for themselves or for the rest of their team. It's just go back to the point again. LeBron, and I will make this. LeBron is arguably he's got to be in the top three, or I would say top three in terms of the greatest all-around athletes the sport's ever seen. I'll give him that. But to Kevin's point, we saw there is just something different, and it's not the Gatorade commercials. It's not the Be Like Mike. There was something different when Jordan was on the court.
So I got a Stephon and I can't play it because, of course, he dropped the F-bomb. In the middle of
He's
it.
got an immeasurable quality, and what I have said since he retired is I will take him over any other basketball player because he's not as intimidating an athlete as LeBron was, but whatever way it was, he was going to will his team to win. That's the immeasurable quality that he had that nobody else has as much as he did.
So I'm trying to find the top scoring games ever, but there's a rant that Stephon Marbury went on talking about LeBron and basically it was talking about you can't shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just said it over and over. He's like, talking about Kobe and everybody.
Well, your point last week, he has no move.
Well,
He has to.
No, it's the run through it. So I've got a bunch of fun NBA. We've got some NBA highlights and stuff. And of course, Tom, we love our Hornets. They're
Well, they beat like one of the best teams in the league and then lost to the Pistons.
Yeah.
you got it. That okay?
Yep.
Who'd they beat earlier?
I saw it this morning.
Yeah.
Where did you get that?
It's on ESPN. You pull up Luca's headline.
Who'd they beat earlier? They beat a good team though. Gosh, who'd they beat? They beat
I think
some-
the
Hornets
against the first place teams. In the
You know,
league.
Hornets. That's when Cat scored his 62, and they beat him.
Oh, that's right. They did beat.
Yeah,
the
but,
team.
and the coach was pissed off, and
they beat who?
Carl Anthony Towns scored 62, and they beat Minnesota.
Timberwolves.
Minnesota. That's
Timberwolves.
it, Minnesota.
And so the coach benched Towns because he was mad at him.
Okay.
And because he was saying it was selfish and not playing good defense and or passing the ball and all that other stuff. So let's see if I got to make it smaller just to fit.
The Milwaukee Bucks have one of the best records in the league. Fired their coach.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
interesting.
I don't.
They've got 5 coaches they've had Giannis, by the way.
I don't know. Well, everybody said he probably got fired because he tried to cut his brother, so they fired him. So if you want to know the top scoring games in NBA history, Wilt Chamberlain, of course, with 100, 1962, Kobe 81, Chamberlain 78, Luka Doncic, Wilt Chamberlain, and Shelby's own Crest High School's David Thompson in 1978 scored 73 points. So Luka ties David Thompson and Wilt Chamberlain. Chamberlain scored 72 in 1962 as well. Damian Lillard, Donovan Mitchell, Elgin Baylor, and David Robinson famously scored 71 on the last day of the season to win the scoring title over Shaquille O'Neal. Wilt Chamberlain with 70, Devin Booker with 70, and Joel Embiid with 70 points in a game.
So out of the top 8, 5 of those are one guy. That's
Well, they'll talk about the competition and whatever. Maybe what you can say whatever you want to about it. Chamberlain was the ultimate athlete, though. Like it's not like he was. It's not like he was not a really good athlete, and that's
you've got to put him in the same
you're not
conversation
taking
with LeBron. Just
That's
with how
something you're not taking away from him on that.
how athletic he was for his size.
Wasn't after that season when they came up with the 3-second rule?
I'm not sure.
I bet it was.
Tom, I've never heard the history of the 3-second rule.
No, it was because of Wilt Chamberlain.
Yeah,
I just can't remember what year it was.
That's the one thing he always trumped Jordan with when they talked about who's the greatest of all time. He said, they never changed, the, rules because of you.
Yeah, because he had.
And he's
that had to be the year. I bet if you look up 3-second rule.
Well, they
came in.
weren't allowing dunking at first when they started too. Him and Kareem. That's why Kareem had to develop the sky hook. Was the dunk was not allowed.
Oh, and look at too. At one point, they were talking about he was so selfish because he scored all these points. So one year he purposely went out of his way not to score points to lead the league in assists.
Yeah. Well, the coach told him score all the points you can. I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's not.
Well, you know how the media had to treat him back in the 60s, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I'd be interested to see that. Now, the 3-second rule is the least enforced rule in basketball
And
at all levels. But
And to be fair, he did have a kryptonite, Bill Russell.
oh my God,
He makes Andre the Giant. God,
So there is a picture of Wilt Chamberlain and Andre the Giant with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
wow,
That's
wow.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, Tom, notably, has never hit a home run.
No,
I've been told all you have to do is stick a needle in your arm and you're a home run hitter. Is all I've been told in my life.
Oh my God, can we really go on there on that?
I'm just saying.
he's also never been WWE champion, has he?
Probably not.
Or
But
they don't have an executive anymore. He resigned
That's
yesterday.
yeah.
so Chamberlain is about the same height as Andre. Andre, of course, has got giganticism, so his hands are a little bit bigger than his head. Of course, that's the biggest head in the world I've
You
ever
seen
seen.
him hold a beer can? You seen that thing where
It
you
looks
can't even
like,
see?
looks like the Coca-Cola minis
Yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever those
yeah.
little. Yes.
I still think if he would have took better care of himself, he would have lived longer than he did. I know it's hard with his condition, but when you see that's just ridiculous for a guy to be that size.
The amount of alcohol he was drinking probably didn't help too. As
He
far
would
as
drink not a case of beer,
Right,
a
Zach.
case of wine.
Yeah, it's like 12 bottles, I think is what it is.
God.
And it wouldn't even be. It wouldn't even make him.
It's like
it wouldn't even make him buzzed.
It's like Captain America.
How was Ric Flair still alive though?
He's fermented.
Yeah, he's
still alive.
Did you hear that, Tom?
He's fermented.
Yeah, I heard that. But he said, I mean, like, I don't know how much he exaggerates, but before a term, he said we would just go and wrestle. We go to the bar. I'd drink 25 beers. I'm like, how are you still alive?
They said Andre was in the hundreds.
So I want to show you some highlights of some Charlotte Hornets basketball. And when I say highlights,
I was about to say quote.
the word. You can take the word highlight however you feel. So we're going to start here from the start, Tom. This is them and the Rockets with 55 seconds left in the game, and it's so good, Zach. We're going.
Okay.
First quarter.
We're going to play the audio. First quarter, 55 seconds. First quarter. Let's see if we got that.
Into the ball game, Leaky Black.
Brick.
Long rebound, Miles Bridges wants to run. TJ
About threw it out of bounds.
Hornets squander a
Raptors blow the alley-oop.
numbers advantage, and then on the other end, Houston
Hornets back
squanders an
the other way.
opportunity.
He lost it on the
Wife
way
beater
down.
throws it away.
Oh my goodness! Wow. Chop goes right off the shoes.
It's such a disgrace
Into the ball
to
game.
the league, Charlotte City.
It looked like a game of dodgeball. Nobody.
We've got a known wife beater out there just running around, just dribbling the ball off other people's legs. Like, he shouldn't be on the team, and he's like, I'm ready to make Charlotte my home.
Terry Rozier got traded, didn't
Yep,
he?
he did.
Yes, this week. Rozier was traded for Kyle Lowry and a first-round pick, a protected first-round
Partially.
pick.
I don't know. I don't understand the partially. part of it.
27.
It's
Like,
a
it's protect-
partially. It's weird. It's partially, and they give us a grade A for the trade, and we're like, we got a 30-something-year-old Cal Lowry that.
They're going to trade Kyle Lowry for another draft pick. Is what they're trying to. They're trying to pull a draft
You
pick.
gonna get a second for him?
They're trying to pull one out of Toronto. I
They're
think
trying to
a
stack-
future
stack
out of
their
Toronto to get him back.
I like
back
that. I mean,
there.
So did I hear Leaky Black was playing?
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Yep.
Straight out of Carolina.
Have you not heard the Charlotte Hornets announcer doing the Leaky Black free throw? Have you heard the Charlotte Hornets announcer, Tom?
Yeah.
He's a little crazy.
Yeah.
He's a little wild.
That's the one that goes, timeout, Hornets.
No, I'm talking about on the radio.
Oh, yeah, that guy. Yeah, I've heard him too. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, just Zach, go ahead, turn him out.
You got to remember, Jacob likes the Hornets, so when he's home, we watch the Hornets.
Well, this is
He's never made a free throw.
this is him talking about Leaky Black shooting a free throw.
He's never made a free throw as a pro, but he has now. I love Leaky. He's never made a free throw as a pro, but he has now. I love Leaky.
So was he in the G League for a while?
Who, that announcer?
No,
he should be.
No, Leaky.
No, he was at Carolina
No, I'm
last year, wasn't he?
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. He was at Carolina last year, but I'm saying, did he
Yeah.
go to the G League and bring him up?
I
'Cause,
think
I
so.
mean, yeah, it must have been it because I don't remember hearing his name in any of the highlights. I know they had Leaky and Puff. Remember Puff?
Yeah.
He's at Penn
Yeah.
State, isn't he?
Puff Johnson.
Yeah, he's playing for Penn State.
He ain't doing much better for them than he did for us.
No, I was like,
About 5 points
because
a
I can
game.
remember Kevin saying you can't win with one guy named Leaky and another guy named Puff on the same
I mean,
team.
it did well.
Yeah.
They
Too
did,
bad they didn't have
they?
the Magic Dragon sitting on on the bench.
That's the only reason why I can remember. I can remember, and I'm sorry that Terry's not here. That Draymond Green was not invited to try out for the Olympic team. Thank
Neither
God.
was LaMelo Ball.
Oh, his daddy would be mad.
Yeah.
Here's the Olympic roster of finalists. There's about 30 people.
His daddy
on
could
this.
beat everybody on that list.
Abadejo, Allen, Banchero, Bain, Barnes, Booker, Bridges, Brown, Brunson, Butler, Caruso, Steph Curry, Robinson, Young, Anthony Davis, Durant, Edwards, Embiid, Fox, George, Halliburton, Harden. So what they do is they take these guys and basically they all kind of practice and stuff and they have tryouts and they go through and they end up taking like 20 people and they narrow it down. And basically whoever's healthy or don't have a vacation in Rome. And that's who plays on the team at the end. So they'll figure it out at some point. Who.
So this is going to be the better team than the '92 Dream Team coming up, right?
Oh, gracious.
That's
Listen,
what the
if it's
narrative.
got
That's what the narrative's going to be.
If it's got LeBron on it, they're looking for what, bronze medal? Maybe.
And they don't have Kobe to save them now.
No,
I'm not. I like Curry, but he kind of chokes too. So
I got here's a quick Julian Edelman, the only time wide receiver from New England.
Oh, yeah. I've seen this. This is good.
Is him this week talking about the time he met Michael Jordan.
I got a Jordan story.
Tell me.
We're playing Super Bowl 2014. The week before the Super Bowl, I took my folks to dinner, and I roll up, and I see Derek Jeter and Michael Jordan. And I'm like super starstruck. I'm about to play in the Super Bowl. And I go up, and you could tell Jeter's a very charming guy, welcoming. I go, Mr. Jeter, Julian Edelman, I'm playing in the Super Bowl. I saw Jordan. He was kind of like standoffish a little bit. And as soon as the conversation's about to end, like 5 minutes in, I'm about to leave, Jordan comes up to me, and he goes, hey, kid, I got a bunch of money on you. Don't fuck it up. And that's the only thing he said to me. And I go,
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Mr. Jordan. I didn't know what to say, but God, yeah, it was crazy. I got a Jordan story. Tell me.
Don't mess with my money, boy.
I got a bunch of money on you.
Oh, man.
Let's see. Here is Anton Jameson talking about. It was a longer conversation with him. This was him talking about a phone call he had with a former player who's now a coach, talking about coaching these coaching the guys. And Chip, what I was kind of what you were talking about earlier as far as the Jordan stuff. The if you know anything about the Carolina stuff and him at Dean Smith, if you played with Dean Smith and you were fundamentally sound, like in every aspect for the most part, the stars were, and that's why he had so many players that were NBA All-Stars. Anton Jameson is the last Carolina player to make an All-Star team or average 20 points in the NBA. He was recruited by Dean Smith.
Yep.
No Roy Williams recruits, no Matt Doherty's, no Bill Guther's, nobody. They haven't had a single All-Star since Anton Jameson. This is him talking about a phone call he had last week.
Jamal Moses is a good friend of mine. I had him in Cleveland, and I congratulated him when he got the job, and he was like, Twan, I'm teaching them how to set a proper screen. And he's not talking about rookies. He's talking about guys that have been in the league for 2 or 3 years. And I'm just like, we learned that in college. Fundamentals and things of that nature. So
High school.
The game of basketball has changed. I mean, imagine us playing in today's game.
But we've not seen more skill than we've seen now.
So Tom, a couple points I get from that. He went to Providence High School. So one point I get from that, at no point at Providence did they say, Antoine, set a screen for someone else.
That's true. That would be true.
At no point. Because he said, I learned in college.
but in just the high school basketball I've watched, it's amazing that, it's something simple that I used to teach kids. It's like when you set the screen, turn, a lot of time you're open.
Yeah.
But you don't see kids do it. It's like they're more into like, I saw like a big screen and a kid hit another kid and went down and just like sat down there and just looked at him when they fell. It's like, man, you're supposed to move. That player's out. Now you have an advantage if the foul's not called, because there wasn't a foul called on either one of them. You've got a 5-on-4 at least, right? Go play. It's like they don't understand what to do after a screen.
So here's Anthony Davis. I showed this last week.
You mean Jordan? Anthony Jordan?
Yeah, Anthony Jordan Davis. Off the backboard. So watch this.
Yeah, I saw this. Yeah.
All right. Boom.
Golly.
All right. Now, compare that. Did you see Terry's favorite star, Jaylen Brown, from Boston? He tried to do the same thing. Tom, it did not work out so well.
Easily, and tried to
He only grabbed it with one hand. That's the problem.
He barely made it to the rim.
Yeah.
Well, how are you not responsible for that guy once you're guarding him to let
There
that
was
happen?
four defenders in the. I mean, They're all around
See,
him.
but I will say this: if you're going to get away with that play, you got to know that after you're taking your shot, no man's responsible for you.
You know
what I mean? Like, okay, I'm guarding you. As soon as I see you go, I'm going to try to box you out because you're following your shot. So, I mean, that had to happen 3-4 times in a row for him to say, I'm going to throw
Nobody's
it off the
around.
backboard.
Yeah.
You know?
there's a
Fundamentals are bad.
That's what I'm saying.
at this point is the time Jaylen Brown knew he had messed up. Like when you throw it off the backboard and your hand don't get above the rim, you messed up on something.
Settle for the layup, buddy.
I don't
You
know if
lost your hops, or I don't know what happened to him, but
I mean,
he's not Anthony Edwards.
we had we had a little box play where you would just like trade sides, scream for each other, and turn around. And like in a JV girls game, I would always get 1 or 2 baskets out of that. So all you gotta do is like turn around after you screen, just screen and turn right there. Right
People
there it
forget
is.
about the screeners. And
I mean,
the
it's just like it shocks me to hear that, but it's all like a screen is not going to get put on an Instagram,
Right. That's where we're at now.
You know, an Instagram post. So that's why it's like, well, the law started screening, and that's one thing. I brought up, today's Maggie Earl Day, but one thing Maggie does is takes like a 10 to 12 foot jump shot. You know what I mean? And you don't see anybody doing that. It's a 3-pointer, or I'm going to the rack.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
The
like
mid-range game is diminishing.
Right. And I've told her that. I said I do appreciate the fact that you actually have a mid-range game. Like stuff like that just doesn't exist anymore.
Well, and what I would say about as far as the mid-range game is that's where you get your extra points from. Like you guys pull your threes and get your layups. The mid-range game you can get your extra points from because that's the guys who end up open when you move the ball around, when you do set screens. Those are the ones that open, catch, and shoot. And then also if you hit your free throws. This is a picture of Wimbayana. The guy whose face is at his mid-thigh is 6'10" Marvin Bagley.
Gracious.
That's an alien, Tom.
Oh, I know.
Like we thought Boban was big, was something. This guy's an
Boban
alien.
is the big. I haven't seen Wimbayana, but Boban is the biggest human being I ever saw. And that's back when we used to be able to go down there and get on the court and take pictures and stuff. We need to start doing that again, Kevin. That was fun.
Yeah, I've got a.
I mean, he's like 2 inches off the ground. No, I'm exaggerating.
The Hornets made me. Not the Hornets, but the Panthers made me bitter about that. And the Hornets, I personally don't want to go back while Miles Bridges is there.
Yeah, I can understand.
And be a part of promoting them while he's there. I'm not a big fan.
Yeah,
they've got to do so. I mean,
Bagley's 16.
Trade him for something. What's the point of keeping him? Trade him for anything.
You're traded Rozier for crying out loud.
Anyway.
All right. Well, real quick, one more video. We got to go. That's our NBA basketball talk. But I do got one more video for those fans out there. This is Bronny James leaving the SEC's floor for warm-ups.
So I won't spoil it. I saw it. I won't.
Did you?
I won't spoil it.
I was hoping you hadn't seen it.
You'll be mad at me if I spoil it.
I was hoping you hadn't seen it. So this is awesome. Zach, have you seen this? No. So this is Bronny James, and we've all done this. We're all kids. We all like to do what he was trying to do, but he kind of misplayed this. This is Bronny James. I'll let Chip. Let's let Chip do the play-by-play of this. Okay. All right, Chip. You got play-by-play of Bronny James headed to the locker room against USC.
Bronny James taking it down in the locker room. Oh, he went straight stormtrooper on it. Boom!
Straight stormtrooper.
Okay.
What an old reference. That's an awesome reference.
Immediately put him in the concussion protocol before the game even starts.
Is he okay?
He's going in the tent.
Sure, he's okay. He's LeBron's son.
But he jumps up for the folks on the radio. Oh, God. For the folks on the radio. All right, so you're a kid, you're running around, there's things hanging from the ceiling and lights and ceilings. You just run and you jump up and try to touch things.
Did he actually hit it?
Yeah. Boom.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
So Bronny James he jumps up to touch the sign going down the tunnel, and he foreheads the sign.
That's bad.
So I'll as a kid to Kevin's point, I was going. My mom was taking all of us kids shopping, and we go into this department store, and I see the doorway open. And so I go running in. Jordan's still playing, so I'm doing my best Jumpman logo into it, not realizing while speaking of, I did the Jaylen Brown and realized halfway in the air that I'd made a mistake because it was a clear glass door. That was not open, and face planted and everything into the door. So that was I feel Bronny on that.
Yeah. All right, JP, we come back. We're going to talk a little NFL. what on KTC broadcast? Is there anything else, Tom, you had on NBA or anything right now?
No, I
Do you
was
wanna
just
go
going to
over
say,
any-
I was just, when I was on the court, Boban was there, and the ball, went, caromed on over to me, and he put his hands out like that. I was like, I better not hit this guy, or he's going to kill me.
Bounce pass.
That's the biggest, definitely.
You're jacking a
That's
beanstalk.
the biggest human being I've ever seen. But you don't realize how big those guys are till you get on the court and look at them. It's like, holy cow, that guy's huge. But anyway, that was just one of those.
When you see him in person, you're like, man, it doesn't matter how good my jump shot was.
Right.
Does it?
No, you start to realize all these people that think they're going to play in the NBA. You need to go courtside one
Well,
time.
that's why I say guys that are 6'4" to 6'1" across the world are the best basketball players. Because think about how good you have to be to play in the NBA as someone who's
Play at that
the
level.
average height.
Yeah, somebody's got-
Because everyone else in the court is 6'6" and above.
Yeah.
And you see guys out there that can't dribble or shoot. That's you on a basketball court and a big man, and they mess stuff up, and you're like, man, I can do everything that you can't do, but you're just tall.
Right.
You're just
You
tall.
can't coach height. You can't
Right.
teach height.
So,
Too bad.
real quick, Boston's in first, Milwaukee second, Philadelphia third, Cleveland fourth. JP, give me a minute. I didn't mean to. I did.
Yeah,
mean to
Cleveland
go to
9-1 in their last 10, boys.
this. Moving up.
What
moving
about
on up.
that? Without Mobley
7
and without
games out.
Garland.
So back to Charlotte real quick.
They're
'cause
10-33.
yeah. I mean, do you? It sounds like y'all are not thrilled with the Rozier trade. I mean,
it don't matter to me on that.
He was
at this
probably their
point.
besides LaMelo, he was their most valuable asset that they were going to trade.
should they got more out of it? You think?
It just depends what they get for Kyle Lowry. If they get another first round pick, then that's cool. I listen.
I like the direct. I mean, they've got to blow this up. This is not working.
Well, the thing about Charlotte, and we've talked about this for years, is on this show, Chip, is so you have to overpay somebody like they did Gordon Hayward.
Right.
To do that, you need cap space. So when you trade, I don't mind them trading players that aren't contributing to them being a winning franchise for draft picks if it's freeing up cap space like that. So Rozier can go, Gordon Hayward can go for draft picks. Miles Bridges can go for draft picks. You should be able to get 3 first round draft picks just out of those, and clear space
right.
to sign someone who doesn't beat his wife and can average 15 points a game. That would be a good start for the Hornets.
I mean,
then if they really want to, like the Lakers should, trade LaMelo, trade your player that's not contributing to winning when you can get assets, good assets. You can get something. Somebody will give something up for LaMelo. The other ones you're getting draft picks for, but somebody will go for it. You don't think Philadelphia that dodo was it Morey that loves James Harden?
Yeah,
I bet he loves LaMelo Ball. I bet he loves.
If these people are getting stuff for Ben Simmons,
Well, Ben Simmons.
we can get something for LaMelo.
They are in 13th place, 10-33 right now. He got touch fouled last night. I got the highlight of it on one of them. And
But the Cavs story is an interesting one because you have 2 good players go down and you're playing well. I think
who's
Ewing
playing
theory.
good is Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, Garland's not there and Mobley's not there. But sometimes I think that you got too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yep.
And that's what they've
Look
done
at the
with
Hills
basketball. Like you're
this year.
better off with fewer. You know, but these guys don't want to. They don't want to sit the bench. They got to make the Instagram highlight.
That's a
reel.
good comparison. I mean, 2 years ago, you got Caleb Love to accept his role. Last year, he was like, "No, I'm going to get mine," and he and RJ couldn't share the ball as well as they did when they made their tournament run. And now RJ's not having to try to share that same role with Love. He's thriving right now.
Well, it's a little bit. There's different reasons for that, Chip.
Fair.
There's way different reasons why for
Maybe
that.
a 1A and a 1B.
We talk about that in a minute.
I'm just talking about the on-court
Yeah,
stuff. All right.
yeah.
Well, you don't.
I was just talking about the more continuity that they have without the animosity on the court too.
You don't pass it to someone who your girlfriend's just staying at his house.
There we go.
Oklahoma City Thunder 1 and Minnesota number 1. Out west, Clippers 3, Denver 4, Sacramento 5. Harrison Barnes scores a career high 39 points against his former team Golden State. Something that
39 does not seem that impressive after what we watched this week.
but right, but what I was gonna, for Golden State, don't forget, and I say this all the time, that they decided to keep someone like Draymond, who kicks people in the man parts and punches.
Did you get that video I tagged you in this week?
Punches his teammates, and they got rid of Harrison Barnes. They got rid of Kevin Durant, and now they're blaming Andrew Wiggins for everything.
Mm-hmm.
All the guys who can actually play basketball,
Well, who was their
they
young
get
guy?
rid of, Tom, and blame them for their fault.
Who was their young up and
as
coming?
opposed to the power forward over here averaging
Well, they're
7
not
points.
not Barnes, but who was the other up and coming guy for the Warriors?
They got you talk about right now is Kuminga, and he's averaged like 28 points the last 4 games, so they're playing him more right now. So they're trying to see about that.
No. He was with the Golden State. Traded another guy.
Well, they
didn't
drafted Wiggins at second, and got rid of him. Not with Andrew Wiggins, Wiseman at second, got rid of him. But again, to me with the Draymond stuff, they're like, well, he's this generation's Rodman. Rodman averages 15 points a game. Rebounds a game. Draymond averages 7.
He's
all he does, Tom.
That's
is
a
dribble the
disrespect
ball
to
up,
Dennis Rodman.
Stands in the middle like
hands it to
this.
Steph Curry, or he used to hand it to Clay, and they're losing now because Clay's not athletic because he's injured and he's done. He's old. He's just done. All right. Anything else out west, or for you guys want to get out of here?